100 rated chess, but your identity is hidden. Any pieces, not pawns, that opponent can see must be captured in next turn, else your identity is revealed and you lose. Okay, there is no such thing as I will reveal my identity here. The internet is way too dangerous for me. I am not a coward, that is just a fact, so I guess I will change this part into. The video ends. Again, I'm not a coward. We get a 2-2-2 from Argentina. Hi Mark. E4. The pawns are exempted from the rules, we should move them. E5. The challenge is revolved around what my opponent can see, and according to the Fog of War variant, what the opponent can see is where his army can legally go to. And to make things simple, I will do this, where the light parts are the parts that my opponent can see, and the dark parts are the parts that he doesn't. Knight F3. D6. Aha. He obviously wants bishop g4, which sees my knight, so my knight will have to die, and then he takes my knight, which sees my queen, and my queen will also have to die. Therefore, I need to prevent that. I mean, bishop g4 is still possible, but who plays like that anyway? Right? No doubt. Can't let him take that pawn, knight c3. I mean, he can still take the pawn, and then he can see my knight, and then he takes my knight, and then he can see my queen, and then he can take my queen. But I think I've been worrying too much. Yes, I am. I can't risk developing my light bishop normally because every square risks his bishop showing up and looking straight at mine. G4. We be aggressive today, baby. Bishop b7. D3. D5. Okay, that is a very dangerous move because not only I cannot take that pawn, but I also don't want to take the other pawn because of d4 seeing my knight. So I guess g5. This way, regardless of whichever knight he counterattacks me, we can still make an equal trade that doesn't lead to a positional disadvantage. Unless he just blunders a knight instead. Now I can't even take that knight because my knight has to die in his next move. The best thing I can do is take his knight with my knight, which leads to a recapture, and then his pawn sees my other knight, which means I will lose a knight after all the captures. So I guess I will take this pawn instead. This is the only way I can reduce the amount of material loss, and he will take my knight for sure. Thank you. I still can't take his knight because bishop takes opens up my queen, which leads to a situation where he can see two of my pieces at once, which means I physically cannot let both of them die within his following move. So I guess bishop g2. I don't even know if bishop g2 is good or not, but I have been using way too much time, and can't afford to spare any more of it. h6. Now I probably can take. I mean, I can't be sure, but it feels like I'm going to be okay even if he opens his bishop now. Never mind. That blunders a horsey. I'm down to make a queen trade. The fewer pieces on the board, the less damage the challenge can deal to my position. Knight c6. That is very convenient. His knight already saw my knight, so the video ends if he doesn't take it right now. But of course I never have any doubts about my opponent's abilities. Castle. g4. I'll just take. I think he wants queen h4 or something, but it obviously doesn't work. He does want queen h4. Bishop f4. All squares are protected. I mean, if he really decides to give a check, it means his queen can see my king. So the video has to end because my king cannot physically die on opponent's following turn. But since this guy has been playing very consistently till this point, and till this point indeed. What the f-